I don't actually know where to start with this. It's almost like I'm sitting here talking to myself. Anxiety. I think this is something that if people who knew me about, I'd say maybe 5-6 years ago, they would never in a million years probably would have said that I would suffer so severely with it. It's something that I've developed over time with, because of a series of events that I've gone through in my personal life, and it stopped me from doing exactly what I'm doing right now, which is what I loved. Presenting was my passion. It was what didn't feel like work. It made me happy. And as soon as I developed the anxiety and the panic attacks, I couldn't do this anymore because it made me too anxious. I've got to a stage now where I can just about sit in front of this camera, but I still feel stupid. I still feel like what am I doing this for? Like, who's gonna watch this? Who's gonna care? Which makes me feel anxious now. But you've got to learn to push past it, and you've got to learn to, I guess, as silly as it sounds, not care. It's taken me 2 years. 2 years of my life to actually sit back in front of this camera and be like, okay, I don't care. I want to do what I want to do. So regardless of what your anxiety does and stops you from doing, whether that's walking out into a crowd of people, whether that's a social anxiety, which I also get, for instance, walking to a crowd of people and not being able to talk, doing what you love, your job. Why do we allow ourselves to stop what makes us happy in order to allow ourselves to be sad? I think what I've learned through this whole process is that your mind is the most strongest part of you. I think for ages I used to say to myself, okay, I need to wait for the right time. Whenever I used to go out, and I used to see like a crowd of people, I used to be like, this isn't the right time. I don't feel within myself this is the right time. Sitting in front of this camera, it always used to be about what the background looks like, and just little things like that. It was never the right time. But when is the right time? I haven't achieved anything because I was waiting for the right time. This video right now could go up online and get no views, but within myself I've achieved something because I've got past my own personal barrier, and to me that's amazing in itself. And I'm doing what I love. It's making me happy because I'm back in front of a camera, and at the same time I'm sharing my struggles, and hopefully whoever does watch this, they learn from what I've gone through and possibly stops them a lot sooner than what it stopped me, because I didn't have this when I was going through what I was going through. And that's what I want to give. I want something for people who also suffer from anxiety and panic attacks to have something online that they can watch and know that they're not the only people that go through this, and that if you wait for the right time, it will never come. A clock carries on going round and round and round, and by the time you know it, you're going to be old, and everything's just going to be wasted. And that's finally hit me. I've had that kind of epiphany moment in my mind to realise that everyone around me is doing what they love, and you can see that sparkle in their eye when they talk about it. And because I'm waiting for the right time, I don't. All because of a fear, which if I just sit down and do it, what's the worst that can happen? It's insane to think that 1 year, 9 months and 16 days ago, I was sitting in this exact spot filming that video for my YouTube channel. But you've never seen it. In fact, no one has actually ever seen that video apart from me. And I think it's pretty clear as to why. I feel so helpless watching it because I want to help her. And when I say her, it's because I can't barely recognise that that was me. It's funny because I remember watching that back when I filmed it, and I wasn't concerned about the visual. I was concerned about what I was saying and how people were going to take it. Are people going to have a negative opinion on me because there's such a stigma to this subject? Is my opinion correct? I wasn't confident. I was worried that people weren't going to like me. There were so many negative thoughts based around fear. And funny enough, that realisation hit me in that video and I didn't even realise it. It took me 9 sweet months to actually put my thoughts into action, of realising that fear is what was controlling me. The amount of time that people have a child, but I guess just like pregnancy, it took 9 months to create a very beautiful thing. Look, fear is real. Seriously real. But you know what else is real? Growth and control. Those are things that take a lifetime to master. But going through the process of them and actually realising you're going through the process of them is a pretty beautiful thing. Look, if you think that you're going through something at the moment that you don't think you're ever going to get through, this is proof that you can. The analysation of when you're currently going through something blinds you to think that you're never going to get out of it. But this is proof that it happens. If I can do it, so can you. There's a very special date that's happening next week, which we need to celebrate. Do not miss next week's video. Hit subscribe, hit like, because you know that makes me smile, and make sure you don't miss it, because we've got some celebrating to do. I'll see you next week for another video. Mwah!